Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Friday night? We are going to bring you, yes, the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation, overrated, underrated, featuring a lot of things that, maybe we don't want to see anymore from 2024, which rhymes and that makes it true. Yeah. Before we get there, though, please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all those free things that help us with the almighty, all powerful, all seeing algorithm. And also, we have super chats, we have memberships. We love it when you do that because daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Also, turn on those gifted memberships. We got a lot of generous people around here, a lot of them. And if you've got your gifted memberships turned on, you might get a freebie, and then you can watch our members only show tomorrow. Won't that be great? There he is, Stan the Man. I saw him on a chat room just minutes ago, mere minutes ago. And I'm going to recommend to everybody that was in that chat room that they listen to a recording called The Americans by a Canadian, of all things, named Gordon Sinclair. There you go. I'd play it. Well, we all know what would happen, don't we? I'd get kicked in the gannolis by YouTube's copyright police. Hey, I got to tell you, two times, and soon to be three, I think, in the last couple weeks, I have had copyright notifications reversed by YouTube. One of them was the Tom Lehrer program. And all of that went public domain, and I wrote them a very impassioned, hey, easy now. Nobody owns this. Here's proof. I sent them to the proof. Bam, they overturned it. And I'm pretty sure that Pearl Harbor speech by FDR is going to get overturned in 5 days. Jared is here with us. He says H2BH. I say H2BH straight back to you, sir. Right back in your face. Yes, we will we'll vamp here for just a couple minutes, and then we're going to get into overrated, underrated. I got a couple of doozies in here. A couple of doozies. I'm not joking. There's a couple of doozies. Yeah, doozies. I said it to Jared. Hey, I keep going into the Discord that you're part of that I visit sometimes. Man, that thing just doesn't want to work. And man, it jacked up my computer again. Bad. And now when I get there, one of two things is happening. And this is not a criticism, it's an observation. Either there's nobody there, which is odd, because usually there's a lot of people there, and I always think, well, they probably found another Discord that they like to do things in. Or everybody's watching TV. You ever go to somebody's house and you're there to visit someone, and they're all watching television, and you're watching them watch television? So then I make myself scarce, because I'm not going to be the person that's like, okay, who's this guy? Is this the hero? Okay, so that's the bad guy. And which one's the girl with? And what did he do to the hero to make him so mad? I don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy. So there. Julian Zezer says controversial subjects make me uneasy. Overrated, underrated. Keeps me on the edge of my seat. Yes. You pay for the whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge. It's an old thing they used to say in commercials for drag races. Let's see. Jared says, yeah, that's exactly what's been happening in voice chat. You're right. People aren't hanging anywhere else, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like we're all going to watch television. Now, if they were all watching my show, that would be fine. Except, and I don't want to make too big of a point of it here, except if you were all watching individually, it would be much better for me. But I am willing to accept the one view with the 15 people watching. I'm not a complete, sometimes, but not always. Not always. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this started. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation, our first one of 2025. And, of course, that makes it so much more special. And it is, yes, overrated, underrated. This first one is near and dear to my heart. Oh, wait, I got to get the score thing. I've got to make a score sheet. I will take a completely blank 3x5 card, which has been kept under the front porch of Funk and Wagnalls. No, overrated or underrated. Look at how quickly I made that from hand. Eat your heart out, Martha Stewart. All right. Overrated, underrated. Ooh, I accidentally made a mark at the bottom. Well, we'll have to start over again. Nah, we'll just go ahead and use this. All right, item number 1 tonight on overrated, underrated. Oh, let's see. We've been watching movies, not any streams. I'm sorry to hear that. Ariana May is here. Always good to see her. Hiya. Now we can really get started. Item number 1, and a lot of these are things about 2024 that we may like or we may not like. And so number 1, and this is near and dear to my heart, is Odyssey. Odyssey. Do you know what Odyssey is? Many of you will, many of you won't. There used to be a company called CBS Radio. I used to work for that company, but that company then became Entercom. And then Entercom became Odyssey. Now, Odyssey just bought everything. They weren't like an extension of CBS Radio or a splitting off for business reasons. Odyssey is his actual own company. And I, until May of this year, worked for that company. And that company this year posted $1 billion in losses. So they filed for bankruptcy protection, and now they only owe 20% of that $1 billion. And everybody's like, well, that's great. That's smart restructuring. They still owe $200 million. And they have 220 radio stations. And all of them are doing the same thing they've been doing for the last 20 years and watching it just auger into the ground. So, overrated or underrated, the giant, the number 2 next to iHeart radio company in the United States, Odyssey, overrated or underrated? Julian Caesar says, do we really trust Tom to keep score? Shouldn't we hire Deloitte & Touche? You're more than welcome to check my homework. Chef is in the house. We always like to see that. Many people would say that Odyssey is overrated because they hired me and allowed me to do things. Others will say, I got to get further away. I don't care if this. Others will say they're underrated because they hired me. And look, if you work at a giant news station in a top 5 market, and not only has none of the furniture or carpet been changed since you worked there before, like 8 years earlier, and all the same people are there, except they're firing the ones that have been there the longest, and it sounds like 1972, and you've done nothing, and I mean nothing, to improve anything. Hey, everybody. They're supposed to be helping, but they're not helping. Thank you for those who waited. I appreciate it. I usually, when this happens, I just leave. But I'm not going to do that this time because so many of you did wait. So, but I do have to put all of my visuals back up. There we go. We'll get Odyssey back up there, and I'll get the rest of them going. But, they're supposed to be helping, but they're not helping. They're supposed to be helping, but they're really not helping. By the way, we are going to the phone lines a little later. I see that Vito's here. Well, that's okay. I'll go over onto YouTube right away and take care of that. Because he's a little bitch, is what he is. But as I said earlier, lions do not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. Vito's got that great show he does. It's called, Never Did a Show. Yeah. So we're all very excited to hear his opinions on things. I'll tell you what. Let me see here. We got to go over here. I'll take care of that real quickly because because we don't need that here. Certainly. I don't think. Overrated. We'll give that one an overrated, I think. I was so excited. It's always when I'm really excited about a show. Like Friday night, overrated, underrated. I got some stuff I really actually have opinions on this time. And, yeah. I wonder sometimes, it's like, would I ever watch a show that I hate? I don't think I would. Then again, I'm not mentally challenged. So, I don't think I would do that. But they're supposed to be helping. But they're not helping. They're just not helping. Now we'll get to hear me for just a second. Just a very briefest of seconds. I'll get to hear me. Helping. There we go. And we just let the chat come back. And I thought that took care of that from StreamYard. Apparently it does. Apparently it doesn't. Or maybe you guys can only see that person. But I think they're supposed to be completely blocked. Like forever. Maybe I'll have to get to the bottom of it later. Oh, there we go. Oh, Reverend Fug Lee is going to tell me what Howard Stern did. He was on terrestrial radio, wasn't he? Right, and he didn't have people in a chat room and didn't get to moderate his audience, did he? Gosh, it's almost like it's a completely different medium, which you would know if you ever worked in the industry, which you never will. And goodbye. There we go. Get rid of that right there. Yeah, Vito Bandino. These walking turds that think that their opinion is somehow relevant, and it's just so not. Not here. Sorry. Go back to your pay pig life on another thing. Don't need you here. Okay, so we've got underrated. Can they give Aaron a job? They very well might. Radio anymore. Overrated. I will take that. That's an overrated. Gene says underrated. Ooh, underrated. Well, they did put me on the air in a top 5 market. Thank you. Dude, you come on. Let's see. Overrated. We're tied up at 2. Scott LaRock is saying, I don't know what that means. Vito Bandito, overrated. Yeah, how could you underrate something that low? Your mom is overrated, Vito. No, well, she's overrated and underpriced, if you know what I mean. Julian Zezer says, thanks, StreamYard. Yeah, thanks. You're supposed to be helping, but you're not helping. Well, since we have some time, how's everyone doing this fabulous Friday? Thank you for picking up the mantle, Ariana. That's the kind of viewers that we want. Odyssey not happy with Tom. Hey, Reno, no, they're not. You tell these people you don't want to do it anymore, and they get really offended. And I'm like, it's just not. Eating a huge bowl of roasted potatoes with herbes de Provence and drinking a martini. Julian Caesar, hey now. Everybody doing well. Jared says, hi, Tom. Stanley Cross is very highly recommended. Go to @TheUrbanLandlord and check him out. Hey, Stanley. And I wish Portia was here. Stanley, they have a guy came into your chat room, a comedian, white dude. That was from the Shuley Network. So that's a big thing. I saw him come on the other night, and I meant to tell you guys about that if you haven't already found out. Jared's laughing. The Reverend Fug Lee, and what a great, just so original of a name. Wonder why these people don't use their real names. I don't really wonder. Let's see here. Yeah, we all saw Private Parts. We all saw it. We really did. Do you think if he could have got rid of some people and kept some people, only the best ones, and he got to pick, he would have done that? I don't know. Get excited again, and let's do this. I am excited. The rumpled trench coat is here. We're going to get him on the air here. Do a show. All right. Right now it's 2-2. Overrated, underrated. I'm gonna cast a vote, and so 3-2. Odyssey, overrated. Overrated. I remember when the notice came out that hey, we're $1 billion in bankruptcy, but this is good for the company. This will be good. It'll help us maneuver. It'll be great. And I'm looking at everybody going, since when has losing $1 billion been good? How is that good? We get to restructure. It'll allow us to do this and to do that. And it's like, well, shouldn't you have been doing that to begin with? Why do you just have to... Oh, and goodbye, people that hate the show and don't contribute to it and aren't even members or subscribers. Bye. Gosh, that hurts. Gosh, that's awful. How am I going to get over that? Let's see. Just take a sleeve of fish hooks and shove them right up your... Rumble Trenchcoat says, well, for being honest, Howard Stern did get rid of the audience. He no longer desired by choices he made. He could have done it directly. He wouldn't have hesitated for a second. Exactly. Rumble Trenchcoat, as usual, all over it. All over it. So Odyssey, overrated. Item number two tonight on Overrated, Underrated. It's going to be controversial. The Kansas City Chiefs. Now look, they're a good team. I'm not saying they're not. And I'm not saying that Kansas City doesn't have a little joy coming their way. They do. But could we just not be deluged with Kansas City Chiefs commercials, and one of them's dating a pop star, and the refs are in their back. When the Patriots, who I hated, were in their heyday, you didn't see them on commercials. You didn't see them doing any of that. None of it. And now we've just got the Kansas City Chiefs just jammed down our... Yeah, okay, Ariana May. Overrated. I'm tired of hearing of it. There we go. Overrated. One overrated. Beautiful. Good Lord. I mean, he's a fabulous quarterback. They've got a wonderful coach. But for crying out loud, could we tap the brakes a little bit? Julian Zeter says, those of us in Philadelphia love Andy Reid, so underrated. Okay. How many Super Bowls did he win for you? Never mind. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I agree with Ariana for the same reason. I wish them no ill will, but a little low profile would be better. Yes, Rumple Trenchcoat. You and I would just get along so well. Jared says, I don't know sports. Well, the fact that people from Philadelphia like them, that ought to tell you all you need to know, really. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against Philadelphia except everything. Except Julian Zeter. Terry Nee says flat. I don't know what that means, but flat. I got to figure out how I'm going to cut out the giant section of me having to wait until StreamYard was ready to broadcast my program today. I'll just wait on that. Right now, we got 2-1 overrated. So vote now. He's neutral. Yeah, I got that. Neutral. Flat. Neutral. I was with you there. I could smell what The Rock was cooking, really, on that. Dupa says, underrated Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. The only time I really pulled for the Eagles was when they beat the Patriots. That's just shows you how much I hate the Patriots. StreamYard, overrated. Oh, God, and overpriced. Rumple Trenchcoat says, hey, Dupa. Dupa is, of course, underrated. I would go along with that. Jared says, I'll say underrated, just want to participate. Yeah, just flip a coin. Flip a coin. Although I wish you voted the other way, but now it's underrated, 3-2. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else here? Dupa says hello. People saying hi. People saying hi. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. And by the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the free things that help us with the algorithm, the almighty algorithm, including super chats and memberships. Huh? A little something for the, you know what I mean? And then our goal tonight is, as usual, any amount of money. Then also, plus, in addition to, you can turn on those gifted memberships, because people give them out sometimes. People saying hi, people laughing, people saying hi. That's basically our show in a nutshell right there. We're going to turn the phones on later, too, by the way. So all these brave souls can, cry because they've been banned. Well, it's not called being banned, it's called being hidden. But you have been, and there's a reason for it, is that you suck, and I don't want you here. You don't seem to have a problem saying that about me, other places. But when I do it, it's evil and bad. When you do it, it's glorious and brave, and a tribute to the very finest in humanity. Let's see here. They need to change the name to Kansas City Democratically Elected Leaders. In which Kansas City is it? The Missouri one or the Kansas one? People saying hi, people throwing love, people laughing. That's basically our show in a nutshell right here. That's how we do it. I got to open up my YouTube again. Just occasionally go through, weed out some of the weeds. I like it that way. I enjoy the show better that way, personally. I get a lot of messages from people saying, I like it that way. Why do you got these turds in here? I'm tired of being polite to those kind of people. It's just unnecessary. Yeah, looks pretty clean. Looks pretty rodent-free right now. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, that's okay. They'll just go create sock accounts and continue watching a show they hate. Rumble Trenchcoat says, hey, Wolf, that was fun on New Year's Day. Too bad work caught up with me. Isn't that the way? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call it underrated. The Kansas City Chiefs, we're just going to go ahead and call them underrated. I didn't want to do it, but we had to do it. Item number 3 tonight. Items from 2024, or that were prominent in 2024, that we can pass judgment on. Here it is, item number 3, and that is Chat GPT. And this is kind of, the Wolf says, I missed a troll. You missed 2 of them, apparently. This is an interesting thing. This is Chat GPT creating an image of what Wikipedia is. It's a conceptual representation of Wikipedia created by Chat GPT. So Chat GPT, people saying hi. Chat GPT, wait, forgot blonde girl, overrated. Well, it's too late now. I subscribe to Claude, but just use free Chat GPT. So overrated. Okay, we've got one overrated. I'll go ahead and call the Chiefs a push because Terry Nee's late vote. It's interesting to me that Terry would normally be the person that would be saying there's the voting is rigged, and he's voting late, and I'm allowing it. What do we have there? Overrated. All right. Over. It's going to be the end of us. It is going to be the end of us. It is going to be the end of us. Chat GPT. Incidentally, Chat GPT scours the internet for information. It doesn't contain accurate information. It searches out information on the internet, which, as we know, extremely accurate all the time. It's usually about 20% inaccurate. Terry Nee forgot about the blonde singer, Taylor Swift. Well, I know why you forgot about her, Terry, and that's because the hater's going to hate, hate, hate. That's why. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I really have a visceral dislike of AI, and yet I like some of the funny bits people can do with it, so I'm a little torn here, but gotta go overrated. All right. I find that, for instance, I was the editorial director of a very large television network that did nothing but animation. And so the people that are doing Chat GPT animation or the photo representative stuff, I'm sure to small internet shows and their fans, it seems like, oh my God. Now, the ones that FG Fanboy does for me are awesome because he actually puts me in them. But the ones that are like sort of illustrations, they're probably great for fans of small internet shows like mine or other people's. We know there's no giant show associated with this one. But for people that do it for a living, they suck. They suck really bad. They do. And the songs and everything, they suck. Okay? Just so you know, they do. Terry says, Chat GPT, what a waste of resources. I'm going to say overrated. Underrated. At start of okay. Chat GPT can be a lot of fun. I'm getting mixed messages from Dupa here. I don't know what to do. People saying hi. Julian Caesar says, Tom, with your ability to express yourself precisely, your attention to detail, you'll be able to leverage AI better than most. You'd think so. But truthfully, I have to, people have many times required me to use AI. Oh, just do it in AI and then fix it. It's easier just to write it from the start because most of the information is going to be wrong, and Chat GPT does not write persuasively. It writes very poorly. People saying hi. Rumble Trenchcoat says, and SG uses Photoshop type programs, which is actual manual talent. I'd rather pay space cheap for some art. Yes. Dupa says overrated. Thank you, Dupa. Rumble Trenchcoat says, I'd pay space cheap other than AI. I mean, I'd certainly pay SG for art too. Well, that's the thing, is humanity, the spark that creates artwork. You can't formalize that yet. Eventually somebody may write a program that has some randomizer in it that just throws in a curveball that makes a Picasso or something like that. But I'm kind of a fan of the human race. Ariana says overrated. We've seen the movies. We know how this ends. That's awesome. And it's the truth. Yeah, you want to be on the side of Skynet, you go right ahead. There's a guy who was doing AI for me the other day. His name's John Connor. John Connor. Pretty nice guy. You should check him out. This isn't going to turn around. Overrated. Chat GPT is overrated. Item number 4. And incidentally, this item will be the feature of a whole show coming up here. And I only mention it because I noticed that they had a huge loss. Giant loss. And I'm not talking about, it's Tupperware. Overrated or underrated Tupperware with the patented burp and all that. I only mention this because I saw that thing about the huge loss. Do you know Tupperware has been around since 1938? Bet you didn't know that, did you? And I think the burp was patented in like 1946. So anyway, the wolf has disabled AI on his phone. Overrated. I don't know what he's saying is overrated now, but I'm not going to count it unless I have to. Unless the voting doesn't go the way that I'd like. Tupperware, however. Tupperware, and I'm not talking about any generic brand of food storage device made of plastic. I'm talking about actual 100% bona fide, brand name, labeled Tupperware. Overrated or underrated? Oh, the Wolf says the Tupperware is overrated. Well, I guess some people just don't like the very Cadillac of food preservative plastic dishes. Terry Nee said, didn't they sell all their extruders to China? I don't know. I don't get involved in that. Rumpelt says, I like Tupperware except for the spaghetti sauce. It's going underrated. I'm going underrated for the real deal. Okay. Julian Zezer says, I lost my favorite pair of pants after a wild Tupperware party. Underrated. Yeah, they used to have Tupperware parties. Ariana May says, overrated. Anything with an MLM business model is trash. Was that an MLM? I think it was for a long time, but it was like Avon. It was a good way for housewives to make money. But then I think they just started selling it commercially. Terry says, underrated, sells as vintage items. Yeah, that's pretty good. The Wolf says, I kill what I eat. I don't save it. People saying that. All right. Let's see here. Oh, Gene 1313 is with us and says, under. I got all my grandmothers from the 70s. Yes. And that right there says something. It lasts. It lasts and lasts and lasts. It does. Last. Oh, I better do that. There we go. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Sorry, just checking the other chat room. Make sure there's no undesirables. Let's see. Duba says, but you can eat a whole cow in one sitting. Yeah, exactly. He makes these big trays of fudge. Gene is probably the only one who actually knows about Tupperware, so I have to defer to the expert. Okay, what did she say? She said under. Bam. Okay. I loved my Tupperware butter dish, says Rumple Trenchcoat. Vintage microplastics. Yummy. Yeah, you always see them at like what do they call it? Flea market or whatever, and they got dust on them, and yeah, whatever. But we do have underrated the verdict on item number 4 tonight, Tupperware. Item number 5, this may be controversial, and it is, yes, the supply chain. I'll go ahead and give you a big look at that. It is the supply chain. Overrated or underrated, the supply chain. I know what I think. Gene is the expert on Tupperware. Kool-Aid pitchers were the bomb, says Rumple Trenchcoat. Wolf says, Dupe, I don't recall anyone keeping meat in Tupperware. Oh, yes, meatloaf. Chop it up, put it in there, and just slice it. Tupperware is as rated. Stanley's funny. By the way, Stanley, I saw a clip today of you and Ben Thorpe, and he was trying to make the assertion that you were the benefit of DEI and or affirmative action programs. And I'm sitting there looking at him going, you honest to God think that when Stanley was in the Navy, there was on board, on ship, there was, DEI programs for executive officers. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That's to say nothing of Stanley's academic achievements and everything else. That guy is a fool. He is a fool on every single level. There's not an... Wolf, that's a good point. Overrated. The supply chain is overrated. And by the way, the supply chain is so good. How come they haven't gotten it figured out? Because we heard all about it during COVID, right? And still, it's the reason everything costs so much. Julian says supply chain overrated now that we've had years of disruption. Yeah. Oh, no, it's still underrated. Uncle ran UPS. Okay. We're still hearing, well, it's just a supply chain. It's been over for 2-3 years now, okay? Let's see, new profile pic as well, Wolf. Ariana May says, underrated, can't forget the 2020 toilet paper crisis. Well, look, here's my feeling on the toilet paper crisis. If you have never learned or experienced the joy of doing your business and then crab walking into the shower, come on, man. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I think the supply chain is overrated, but it's kind of all we got due to mismanagement. You're right. Also, since we destroyed all local businesses, it's and or greed, yes. Stanley Cross says, supply chain workers underrated. It's management overrated. Now, that's what we call here on the show a push. Stanley says, threaded the needle. Yes, the hair. I have a needle, hair of a camel. Agree, Stanley. The workers are definitely underrated, and that's because the people who manage it are crushing them with low wages and bad hours. The Wolf says, actually, I'm on my original YouTube channel. Oh, hey, the Wolf is using a different channel tonight. Somebody gifted him a membership or something. I never understood the appeal of toilet paper. Leaves are free. So are leaves. So right now, supply chain, overrated. That's our verdict. That's our verdict. It is our verdict. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Somebody tried to make a comment and they got banned. Daggone it. Most of India doesn't use toilet paper. Well, not outside the restaurants. And I'm talking about the kitchen, not the bathroom. Let's see here. Rumpled Trenchcoat has gifted 5 Tom Gulley Show memberships. Good gravy. That's wonderful. Missed him. Damn it. Damn it. Well, you might not have had him turned on. It's probably not your fault. The Wolf, he doesn't want to be beholden. I just don't want to be beholden. In 8 ways, is he here? I haven't seen him. Sometimes people that aren't here get gifted. If everybody here that can be gifted. Oh, man. I'm looking here. There's a bunch of people I banned that got memberships. In 8 ways, Lil Poot Poot, I haven't ever seen them. Day Trois, I'm not sure if that person's banned or not. Nice Podcast Stupid is not banned. Luke of the Blind, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Rumple Trenchcoat says, dope. All right. Where are we at here? We're calling that overrated. Wolf says, no, I'm actually on my first channel. All right. I don't know what that means, but all right, this next one. Oh, man. Overrated or underrated. Item number 6. And it is, yes, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Overrated or underrated? I've got very strong opinions on this. And I'll just tell you what mine are. I normally don't do this till people vote, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Warren Zevon is still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know other than that? Dupa says over. Let's see here. Dupa's got over. That means memberships don't show. Yeah, if you have a brand channel. I don't know why YouTube does that. Like my Tom Gulley Show is not my personal channel. It's a brand, what they call a brand channel. And you don't get gifted memberships for those for some reason. Gene1313 says overrated. Rumpled Trenchcoat says overrated like anything else that's more based on politics rather than merit. Some of the things there are not without merit. They're just not rock and roll. I don't know. It's like they just should call it the Popular Music Hall of Fame or something. But let's see, Rock Hall of Fame overrated. Warren Zevon, not in there. Overrated, says Ariana. Agree about Zevon, very hated. I mean, overrated. That's unanimous. Overrated, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The last one, this may be controversial. And by the way, we will be going to the phone line shortly. It's the Lay's flavor thing. You know, Southern biscuits and gravy, potato chips, kettle cooked Greektown gyro potato chips, New York Reuben potato chips, West Coast truffle fries, potato chips. Is it overrated or underrated? And it's not Lay's in general, although I prefer Ruffles, which are less expensive, by the way, as well. Lay's, it's that contest they have where maybe one of them, they'll release 3 or 4, and one of them will be, wow, what a great idea. And the other 3 will be ass. They will taste like ass. Ass and grease. There's just no reason. Terry Nee says, underrated, Merca. Underrated. Please sponsor Tom, Lay's. Well, yeah, my opinion would change very quickly. The Wolf says Ruffles have ridges. Let's see here. Overrated. Give me a good cheddar or sour cream any day. Thank you. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Overrated. It's a gimmick to get you buy more crap food. Thank you, Ariana. Only raccoons eat that crap. Overrated. Those flavors are all for Japan and other overseas markets. Although Lay's ass and grease, not half bad. Stanley's do us a flavor is through the floor rated. Underrated? That's a tie right now. That's a tie. That is a tie. That is a tie. That's a tie. Who doesn't like a good... well, I can think of a few people. It's because they've never experienced one, but that's just, that's just me. By the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the free things, they don't cost you anything. That'll help us with the algorithm, the almighty algorithm. Smash that like button. Also, we do have a monetary goal each evening of any amount of money. So, Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And turn on those gifted memberships, and some kind person like Rumpled Trenchcoat might just donate. You know what I mean? Let's see. Terry, I prefer them. The Wolf likes a good lay, but will not give up his essence. Julian Caesar says, let's thank the Incas for semi-domesticating the potatoes so we can have snacks. Thank you, Incas. And let's thank the Irish. They like their potatoes. They like their potatoes. They're delicious potatoes. Let me see here. I got to turn the phone lines on. And that's going to do it for tonight's bifurcated by a giant failure of StreamYard. By the way, thank you, StreamYard, for doubling your prices and just continuing to give the worst service in the world. When they come up with a competitor, oh, you're so dead in the water. Rumble Trenchcoat says, I like the idea of a domestic potato. It's good to have a potato that's domesticated. Potato. And it was nice for all the people that hate the show to come in tonight to, watch something they hate just so that their opinion's heard, because their opinion matters. They're more easily trained than those wild potatoes. Yes, they're. You can potty train them. Rumple Trenchcoat says down potato, good potato, roll over potato, potatoes. Look at this. Terry Nee says $5 because Dupa is a sweetie. Terry, thank you so much for the $5, and Dupa, thank you for being so sweet. At least $5 sweet tonight. Wolf says, I like them French fried taters with mustard on them. Yeah. Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. I just don't understand. And, in the past I've been just for, I wouldn't say political reasons, but for just getting along reasons. When I'm on somebody's show or, because I get asked to be on a lot of shows. Being nice to the people that support that show, I'm done. That's the other person's problem. So, if you don't like me or you don't like the show, hey, please do all you can to be perfect. Because I might point some things out that are going to be true that you won't like. Terry says boardwalk fries with vinegar. Can't beat that. I really, these do us a flavors, I've not seen one. Oh, by the way, phone lines are open at 972-994-6822. The number, of course, is in the crawl at the bottom of the screen. And no one's banned there. What do you think of that? Crybabies. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you thought I have to let my chat room be your personal forum. I don't. You're so awesome. Go do your own thing. Because you're so awesome. You're the awesomest. With a long track record of awesomeness. Dupa is thanking Terry Nee. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet. Ariana May would like to know what's everyone's favorite condiment. You guys can weigh in on that if you want. I pick my condiments according to what I'm putting them on. So I can't say mustard's my favorite, even though I like it on something. You know what I mean? It's too hard of a question for my small brain to answer. Rumple Trenchcoat said, I got a little distracted by the thought of boardwalk fries and vinegar. I need to head back to Coney Island someday. I'm distracted by the fact that I am trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner. Got to figure that out. 972-994-6822. That's the number to call. If you want. If you don't, that's okay. I can end the show in 7 minutes. We can just get out of this StreamYard absolute, subterfuge, Anytime they want, just bang. There you go. That would be, the Wolf says, Mistress Carlita's spanking rub on everything. Is that from Fatty Fat Fats, whatever? I can't remember the name of the place. Didn't know condoms were flavored with mint. I knew you were going to say, I knew it. And the thing is, Terry, that I knew you were going to, because I was this close myself. Julian Zeder says, I have a big jar of Chinese-style fried chili crisp, but I like dill pickle relish and some caramelized onions. Can't be beat either. Are those things even condiments? I guess pickle relish would be, but caramelized onions, that's part of the food part, right? That's not part of the condiment part. I don't know. I'm pro-choice. Do what you want. That can be your thing. Oh, I can look at the other thing right here. I don't have to. I don't have to go to my computer. I can look at it right here on this phone. Hey, 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 hey. It's probably liable to get us in trouble. It's probably one of those things that could potentially, but probably won't. Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah, there's somebody I can get rid of better. Oh, okay. Maybe I won't get rid of this person. I don't know. Let's see. Tom, I see a ton of question marks behind you. Do you know about the history of the question mark? Sounds like a great story idea. We've already done that one. And there's question marks because overrated or underrated. It's a question. It's a poser. It's a real poser. Yeah. 972-994-6822. Hey, want me to blow your mind? Look at that for a second. How about that? Look at that. We'll just leave that up for a minute. You guys know how to super chat. I don't have to leave that up the whole show. We can be functional here. Sure we can. I hate for the people that hate this show to not be able to call in. Which, of course, they never do. It just doesn't happen. I am really not happy about my show. How long was I down? For like 5 minutes, 3 minutes? Okay, the wolf has to bring politics and everything. Question by leftist. Are you pro-choice? Answer yes when it comes to condiments. There you go. Oh boy, look at this. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, man, time has a way of flying by. Yep. 8 months ago. Boy, those were the days, weren't they? I used to hunt squirrels over there. And, used to be nobody, and it was... Now look at us. Now look at it. Yes, as we travel down the sunny slopes of long ago. Which we like to do. Upcoming topics on the Tom Gulley Show. Man, I have been coming up with them here. Definitely going to do Dark Shadows. But I'm going to try to get one of the former stars to come on as a guest. Camel spiders. Camel spiders. Oh, man, let me tell you. That episode is going to creep you. You're going to have nightmares for a month. And then Tupperware. What else did I put on this list? But Tupperware will be part of it. Burkas. No, that's just the regular old stuff I've been reading for weeks. 8 months ago, it was considered good manners for the guests to be offered a massage. Terry Nee says, I walked to the Tom Gulley Show uphill both ways. Ariana May says, no, not spiders. Ariana May. Worse than spiders. Much worse. Much worse. There's a million names for them. Desert spiders, camel spiders. There's a bunch of names for them. They're technically called sulfugates, and they are terrible. Mule Juice says he's going to call in a minute. All right, I'll believe that when it happens. You don't need to tell me, Mule Juice. I appreciate that. You know, help if you at least subscribe. Sand spiders, it's the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. We'll cover that later. I don't want to give everybody nightmares on a Friday night. Not after StreamYard has once again tried to sabotage my program. They just don't want to see me succeed. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, the name I prefer to camel spiders are, no, get it away from me. Julian Zeta says, spiders are fascinating. They suck. They totally suck. Yeah. Yeah, they're fascinating, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had so much fun here tonight. I can't even express to you how much fun it's been. It's just been a whirlwind. of good times. Let's see here. Stanley says, question to write is, are you pro-choice? Answer, no. Yeah, I'm pro-choice on just about everything. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody just tried to call in, but then they hung up. That sucks. That really sucks. And it just sucks. Totally sucks. I'm waiting to see if they call back. If they don't, that'll be fine. The wolf says, I'm highly allergic to all spider venom, but jumping spiders are kind of cute. Yeah, I make a wonderful crunch under my boot. All bugs must die. If they don't pollinate, they got to be killed. Very quickly and painfully, if possible. All right, Anonymous, if you're not calling back in, then I'm closing the phone lines. We're going to put this baby to bed. Oh, brave and anonymous caller. Rumpel says, my daughter wants a pet tarantula. I'd rather not, but she got a 3.9 average this semester, so I guess I better appreciate these last few moments of sleep while I can. You really should. And by the way, that tarantula thing, do you know any adults that have a tarantula that got the tarantula when they were still a child? I don't. And Anonymous just called again and bailed out, apparently. It's really sad. Bugs are all over you. Technically, mites, yes, are on you right now, even now, microscopic as we speak. There's microorganisms all over the inside of your body. I'm not joking. In your eyes and hair, it's all over. It's all over. Julian Zezer says, the Chinese say it's good luck to have a cricket in your house. That's because they get hungry. Remember the show I did on eating bugs and where they eat bugs? And do you remember where they eat bugs? All the places that you think they would eat bugs are where they eat bugs. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. You're on the air. Hello.
Yes, sir. I heard you need a car insurance. Please.
You heard I need car insurance.
Yes, sir.
This is the funny radio shtick that you came up with this evening?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's so funny. You really ought to be on cable. You ought to be on paid television. Nice wheeze, by the way. That's a great wheeze you have there.
Yes.
Very,
yes,
very attractive.
In the morning.
Attractive wheeze.
In the morning.
It's what now?
Wheeze in the morning.
Okay. Are you gonna say something like entertaining or interesting, or are you just gonna ride this out? Don't know the answer to that? Too tough for you? I guess. Hey, thanks for calling in, though. I appreciate that. A lot of people hide their stupidity, so it's refreshing to see someone that's so open with it.
No, sir, not me.
Not you. You're right out front with it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very much.
That's very, very nice of you. How'd you get the number?
Oh, just give it to me, sir.
I didn't give it to you. I posted it online. I didn't give it to you. Is English a second language for you, sir?
Yes, sir. Very sorry.
It's.
Very sorry.
I can tell you're doing a fake voice, because if you were really doing a voice like that, like it was your real voice, you would say "my friend" at the end of it, rather than "sir."
No, sir. No.
Okay. What made you want to call in? Are these too tough for you?
What, sir? Please, one more time for me, sir.
What made you want to call in?
Call where?
Oh, man. That you reached down into your big bag of nothing and that's what you came up with. You want to go Abbott and Costello with me, huh? What, where? I don't know. I am just on the radio. All right. Well, hey, it's been fun having you. Work on your horrifyingly bad radio characters that call into shows and call us back when you've got something better. Nice wheeze. Nice choking to death. That's great.
This is the only voice I have.
Right. Sure. Of course. Well, then you should work on another one. See, the listeners are all that was lacking.
You listen to me, Tom Gulley, very much. You have skin like a cellophane wrapper.
So perfectly clear, perfectly clear and smooth. Thank you. I appreciate your compliment.
Like when I get the Jordan Clove cigarette from the store, your skin is very much like the outside of the wrapper that I throw out into the street.
How would you know?
Then I piss and shit on it.
How would you know? You've never touched my skin. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I didn't know the COVID ward had outgoing calls, and Ariana May says, at least he thinks he's funny. You're just going to have to up your game, man. I've been trolled by much better.
No.
Much better. Better voices, better actual comedy, able to respond to a question within 30 seconds.
No.
You're just not good at it.
None of this is true.
It's too much time in a chat room.
You're making this up for me.
No.
You're making this up right now.
No, it's
None of this
factual
is
reality.
No, I'm sorry. I do not believe you, sir.
Indian Help Desk doing cold calls. Scott LaRock says Jerky Boys was 30 years ago. He's not even as good as Jerky Boy. So anyway, like I said, thank you so much for calling, and please work on your character. Okay, you need to write down some motivations, write a backstory for your character, maybe write some actual funny jokes or insults. You know.
No way.
No, of course not. You're not gonna pick up a pen, are you, Ray?
I tell you what I do for you.
Okay, why don't you tell me what you're gonna do for me?
I shit and sleep.
Okay, you do that. You get right on that.
Thank you.
Try not to choke to death while you're on the air.
Like a giant shit in the street.
Is breathing difficult for you? Is breathing like a thing you have trouble with? All right. Hey, thanks. And please rush off and tell all your friends that you called in and really got me. You got me a good one because you're a wit. You're really a great wit. You're another Oscar Wilde. And have a good evening, okay, man? Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Let's see here. The Wolf says, this is the result of closing state institutions. Rumpled says, Ray DeVito, just booked this guy for next week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly, Wolf. That's Scott LaRock said, I wish his laugh was contagious. Then we'd all be having fun. That's the only thing on him not contagious. I bet his mom is very proud. Yeah, well, these people don't tell their mothers or anybody about their chat room all-star activities. You won't believe I put on this hilarious voice and I had him just twisting around in circles. You know, let's see here. Julian Caesar says, Mule Juice, I give you a 2 out of 10 for trying. I'd go 2 out of 10. Let's see here. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. You're on the air.
Yes, how do I walk on the air? Are you kidding me? I am on the air right now?
You
That means
are.
I'm floating.
You are. I have to take another call. Sorry. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. You're on the air.
Tom, it's Stanley. How you doing?
Stan the Man. Stanley from Stanley versus the World and on at the Urban Landlord channel. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Haven't talked with you in a while, so I figured I'd reach out to you.
I appreciate you doing that. Ariana May says, no, we don't want to catch that laugh cough. Raise a good egg. I just like to tease him. Julian, you're kind of generous. Yeah, did you know about that comedian that called in to your channel?
No.
The white guy?
Nope.
Yeah, Portia was there, a bunch of other people were there, but that was Shuley from the Shuley Network, which is actually a big internet network. And they do a thing called The Raid once in a while where they go to other shows. I don't know if it was part of that or not, but
You know what? That happened to me overnight. I guess it was maybe overnight Tuesday. A bunch of people came in. I don't know if it's kind of the same thing.
yeah, they fill up your chat room, and if you're good sports, and you guys are good sports, they normally promote you and do a bunch of stuff like that. So they're good
Yeah,
people.
we had a pretty good time.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, because I know you've been worried about all the affirmative action that you benefited from in the Navy. I know that during boot camp, you were excluded from some of the conditioning, due to your affirmative
DEI
actions.
push-ups.
Yeah, your DEI. You identified as doing push-ups.
That's exactly right.
What have you been up to?
I was about to say, I just called in. I hadn't talked with you.
Okay.
So hopefully you had good holidays and all.
Yeah, they're just the holidays, I'm glad they're over.
Yeah, well, so am I.
Yes.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Tom.
No, that's okay. You go ahead. You're more entertaining than me.
No, you know what? I really had no agenda. Just a hi. Tell you, really enjoy the show.
Hey,
you are an inspiration.
I'm going to tell you, 90% of the people that come on your show would say, no, Stanley, you always have an agenda.
And they would be wrong. You know what? They are my agenda. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I got to tell you, what was the first thing I ever heard you say?
I am the show.
Yeah. The guys, he said, he was trying to tell you about this. I am the show, MFer. And I went, I got to listen to this. I got to listen to this, because more people that host shows should say that. They should say, hey, you're here because I let you be here.
Well, it's fun. I really enjoy frustrating those folks.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Stanley, most people have, what they assume to be the truth, urban myth, all that stuff. And they don't really have a very good grasp of the facts. Most of the time, not most of the time, a good portion of the time, the facts are counterintuitive. And so if you really study a subject, then you know that. And you know that when you're discussing the things. And you also are a little bit like me in that if you don't know anything about something, you'll go, I don't know a thing about that.
That you will avoid a lot of trouble that way.
But you have the political topics and things that you're discussing, you've actually looked into. And if the other person has it, woe be to them. If you go on Stanley versus the World and don't have a command of the facts, that's going to get you in big trouble. Big trouble. But I enjoy watching your show very, 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 very much.
Yeah, we miss you over there, but I'm glad to know that you hop in and listen every now and again. It There are some people who have a who can't face the truth, and when it's presented to them, they just kind of go haywire. And oh well, that is life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's been starting at like 2 in the morning Eastern.
Yeah, sometimes the show before goes over, and to be honest with you, two is kind of my sweet spot. So sometimes I go on a little bit before, oftentimes later than two, but two is roughly the sweet spot.
Stanley kind of doesn't sleep. A lot of times it starts, but two is good. Although 12:30 was 1:30 Eastern, and he does battle all night long, and then usually into the day. But he's on from like 2 until usually around 10. And those overnight hours are when the real weirdos come out. I mean, in force. And Stanley's on there with them, man. He's Greco-Roman wrestling these people verbally all night long.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of interesting being a little bit left of center on a sometimes very conservative space, but I do have to say they're good sports, and some of them there actually actually know what they're talking about, and I always appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good hang, that's for sure. And you watch a lot of Pop the Balloon, and who doesn't like evaluating? Who doesn't like evaluating other people randomly online?
Oh yeah,
that was a blast.
The roasting never stopped.
I had some people that were trying to call me a racist because I referred to the channel that you're on as the Cotton Club, and they thought that was an insult. And I was like,
you know what? I thought it was a compliment, to be honest with you. That's legend. That's legendary.
Yeah, and I'm like the seminal entertainers of the last century. And it's like, no, that's actually a compliment. But again,
well, I think it was just the cotton part. They heard cotton and just kind of went crazy.
Yeah, well, the touch, the feel. Aaron Neville didn't have a problem with it. Why should we? But anyway, I do appreciate you calling in, man.
Yep.
It's good to hear
It
from you.
was great talking to you. I'll call in again sometime.
Please do, anytime. Man, there was a point in time where a certain person, you know who I'm talking about, was just
Oh yeah, he's still around.
ossified and screaming over me the whole time. And I'm trying to talk. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Especially when the moderator, who was not you, is sitting there and he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. And I'm like, this is not funny. It's just a waste of my time.
Yeah,
so,
right. After a couple months, it gets real old. And, I'm tired of worrying about other people's livers. So,
I know you were you were in here the other night when I was saying, because you were covering the tragedy that happened in New Orleans earlier this week, and
that was funny.
And you said, I mean, it was. You go, now I'm going to play this, and it's from a major news source. So in order for us not to get copyright struck, I'm going to be placing an overlay over the top of this video so we don't get in any trouble. So if you see an overlay, just know that's what I'm doing. You start playing it, and I swear to God, not even 15 seconds into the thing, hey, Stanley, something's gone wrong with it. And I was hoping for, because everybody wants to see a car crash, I was hoping it would be, MFer, I just said. But you were very calm. You just went, okay, what that is. It's like you were talking to a child, which I guess you were. And I
figured maybe he was, you know how sometimes people will be a little bit delayed. Maybe he hadn't heard that part. That's why I kind of like, well, you know, maybe he's a few seconds behind. So
don't you?
yeah,
feel,
I was pretty calm.
don't you
but
feel?
You know what? Actually, later it became a problem, and he, you know, he wound up leaving because that was just the beginning.
Don't you think he's always a few seconds behind?
I think he's actually phasing in and out of reality.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Solid Snake I love. There's something lovable about Solid Snake. There just is. I can't define it, but not him. It's just...
Well, you know, oddly enough, Solid Snake actually kind of is self-aware enough to know that he's being a little bit of a nuisance, and he'll go, yeah, I know I'm being a nuisance.
Yeah.
You know, at least he's self-aware enough.
Yeah.
So you can work with that.
Yeah, but I highly encourage you folks to go over to @TheUrbanLandlord on YouTube and check them out. There's a lot of great shows, a lot of great people, a lot of great subjects, and you will really enjoy yourselves. And they don't go perfectly 24/7, 365, but they go pretty damn close. And that in and of itself is something to be respectful of. It's a cool place. I like it. I might dart in there one of these centuries. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. You never know what'll happen.
Well, Tom, thank you for all your kind words and support. We appreciate it over here.
Don't thank me. You did all the work.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
As I've said to many of my dates. Okay, you too, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Stan the man. I'm glad to hear from Stanley. You got it. You got to go on over there, folks. You really do. You got to check them out. There's some good people, but I highly recommend Stanley versus the World. We had another caller try to call in while Stanley was on air. If you'd like to try and get in again, the phone lines are open at 972-994-6822. And, you know, you're capable of doing that if you wish. Now that StreamYard has decided it's okay for me to have a show tonight. Now that StreamYard has come down from high atop Mount, we give terrible service, and decided that I'm allowed to have a show tonight. It's very nice of them. Very, very nice of them. Oh, hey, here's another... Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. You're on the air, oh brave and glorious anonymous caller.
How are you today?
Oh, is it the same guy? See, you haven't
Yes, sir,
you haven't had enough time to come up with a good thing. Oh no. See, on my show, you don't talk when I talk, and I don't talk when you talk.
Not so much in the circle, though. But
here's our lovely parting gift. Everyone gets the lovely parting gift of the dial tone. Enjoy that at home in the privacy of your home. But he hasn't had enough time to come up with a legitimate character. He's gonna go. He's gonna have to go woodshed. He's gonna have to go workshop for weeks on end. Okay, if it's the same guy again. Hi, welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. You are, caller, you'll have to turn your radio down, caller.
This is a weed shop.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So I dance around.
Okay, didn't I tell you last time that you need to go away and come up with a better character? Okay, bye. This is a weed shop. Look, Cheech and Chong did that years ago. Much better. Much better. And at a certain point, this guy will ruin it for all the anonymous callers. Because I understand if there are people that hate this show but just have to be on it in the chat or on a phone call. I get it. You don't want me to have your phone number. And so anonymous. I'll let anonymous through. You know, these people who he bans everybody. You know what? Other than here, I've been a mod in exactly one other channel. And the guy that owned that channel said, here's what I want you to do. And that's what I did. And then a bunch of other people got wrenches that would just undo what I was doing. And I wasn't mad. I just said, hey, you know what? If there's no reason for me to do it, if people are just going to undo it. And that was it. So doing what the guy wanted. Was it fun? Oh, yeah, it was really fun. Is it fun here? Less fun here. Because naturally you'd like as many people being involved as possible, but there is such a thing in the world as, look, if you go crap talk somebody where you don't think they're going to find out about it or that they might not be watching or whatever, and then you're here and you start doing that, it's like, nah, you're kind of a weasel. I think, and I like the people that we have in our chat room, and I don't want their fun deviated from, for the most part. But we do open the phone lines every single night. Every single night. So people that want to call in, they can call in. Those people that want to challenge me, face me man to man on the internet, in a panel, on a StreamYard. That's not facing someone man to man. It really isn't. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gulley Show. Oh, majestic and brave, glorious, anonymous caller. It's the same guy.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. You just,
Let
dude,
me finish.
you're way
let
too
me finish for
phlegmy.
you.
Well, no, I'm running in this show. It's the Tom Gulley Show. It's not the wheezy,
No, sir.
phlegmy,
You
hacky guy.
You made me think that you are, but
I know. It's not called the wheezy, hacky, phlegmy, pneumonia-ish sounding guy show. It's the Tom Gulley Show. And many of you, and I haven't blocked this guy, I haven't turned the phone lines off. Many of you have heard me talk to people like this for long periods of time. Remember the guy we had a couple weeks ago, and I talked to him for like 20 minutes, half an hour? Because he knew how to have a conversation. This guy doesn't know how to have a
I
conversation.
will behave, sir. I will behave. But I tell you, you think that this is joke? It is not.
Oh man, you're coughing and wheezing again. We can't have that. Don't you think you should go get some
Idiot.
NyQuil, Vicks NyQuil, or some mentholated rub or something?
I cannot do that.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Look, so your accent very poor. The things you say are not
so how
funny.
do you suggest I improve on this accent? Is it on the verb?
I don't know. I don't think. Use your real voice.
I used
That would
to
be a
work
starter.
for this guy. Let me tell you, sir. I used to work for the man at hotel, and he'd tell me every day that I come in, sir, you need to do more around here. And I tell him, get the whiz. Right now.
Julian Caesar saying, caller, your accent is too thick to understand easily. And Rumple Trenchcoat says he needs some tussin. You need some tussin, some Robitussin. Get some tussin down in there.
No.
Yeah. Did you have something pertinent to say, or are you just calling in? Is there really something? Because I know you want to insult me. So you get a good one in.
No, sir. No. I tell you about the hotels in the country of India. That's where I am from.
Okay. Terry Nee says German, Jewish, Pakistani, or Russian. Nobody can tell. The Wolf says.
I don't care about that.
I think he believes that's a laugh.
That cannot get for me the profit.
Ariana,
So you
hold on. I'm reading.
Who gave to me the profit?
I'm reading from the chat room the things people are saying about you. Ariana May says, dude, the shtick is old and was never even funny. Julian Caesar says, I think he had a punchline, but I couldn't understand it. Okay, go ahead. Your turn. Now it's time for you to talk.
Get on the couch. Get on the couch right now.
You want me to get on a couch. Why?
I tell you why.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Sometime this week.
Listen to me. I tell you why.
I'm
but
listening.
first, I tell you about the time that I went to the Taj Mahal. But it wasn't that one. It was the miniature version of it. And I was very much disappointed because it was in the mini mall of America. It wasn't even the real America. It was a mini mall. So then I went around and I kicked a people in the face.
You got to be.
I think I want a cigarette and I think
You got to be. You understand? You got to be. Hold on.
They tell me on the street. They say,
right.
"I want a cigarette."
All right.
Is there not enough for you?
So here's the thing. You got to be either interesting, informative, or entertaining. You don't have to be all three of those things, but you have to be one of them. By the way, you're muted right now. No one can hear what you're saying. Oh, only you and I can hear what you're saying. So when you're talking, nobody's hearing you. Okay? So you got to be interesting, informative, or entertaining. Not all three, just one. And people are saying, just use your real voice, because it's not working. It's super not working. It's super not working.
They're so poor. They cannot afford a cigarette.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, thank you for calling us tonight.
My name is Atan.
And
I give everyone a cigarette.
Really, really appreciate you being here.
No matter who you are,
work on that character a little more. If you can, try to make it funny or interesting or something. Okay, now people can hear you again. Okay.
I tell you what.
You have a good Friday night. Okay.
I went to the homeland. Everybody said to me, "You're like a Tom Gulley." I said, "No," because they don't have enough of cigarette.
Right. That was really awesome. Did they tell you about verbs? Anyway,
no.
You have a good evening. All right.
They said, "For the 7 cigarettes."
Wolf says perhaps he could use a piece of pie. Tell him to ask his mom to bring some water down to the basement. Some Sunny D. Mom, give me some Sunny D. He's so poor he can't afford to pay attention. See, that wasn't that difficult. You got to give him a voice sometimes. But again, it'll be a high five party with his friend. Oh, I had him going. He just couldn't quit talking to me. Hey, man, you want to call in and be a pretend whatever guy? Go right ahead, man. That's what we're here for. That's why we open the phone lines. This reminds me of getting help for computer issues. This is the Wolf. Terry Nee says, bless his heart. Bless it. Bless his heart. Julian Zero says, he's so wheezy, he ought to be moving up to the west side. Isn't it the east side? We're moving on up. I don't remember. It's one of the two. Wheezy. All right, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I'd like to thank the anonymous, whatever that was. I'm closing down the phone lines. Closing them down. If you had a, well, whatever. Rumble Trench, I'm going to send over an albuterol inhaler. Yes, some prednisone, something like that. Whatever side, I don't remember. I don't either, Julian. The Wolf says it is the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. I'd like to thank him for coming. Oh, sorry, thanks. We knew it was one of the sides. It's really all you need to know. Oh, for goodness sakes. For goodness sakes a lot.
Gulley.
Yeah.
You might hear us. Hey, Bocephus, why don't you run around and grab the mule?
I can't understand a word you're saying. Just go ahead and talk normally.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, I hear you, sir. How you doing?
Do you really think these accents are getting over the plate?
Is it the holy plate of the Lord Jesus?
No, it's the home plate. It's a euphemism for baseball.
No, sir. Up tonight.
They're
I
not.
tell you what,
they really
please
aren't.
now, Lord, I just don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Please. I tell you what, no.
You don't want to hear.
Stop
You
it.
don't want to hear
Stop
what
it right
anymore?
now.
What
I tell
don't you want to hear
Tom,
anymore?
stop it.
Okay, so now you're
Listen to
you're
me.
muted again.
You better stop.
And the only one that can hear you
By
now
the
is
power
me.
of the Lord.
Okay.
Command
I'm
me
the
to
only
stop it
one that
right
can
now.
hear you. So you're muted.
By the Lord,
Why don't you use your actual name or your
Stop
chat
it right
room
now,
name?
buddy.
Do you find that if you're going to do the worst voices in all recorded history, that it's better to remain anonymous? Julian Zitter says we can't understand you enunciate. Rumple Trenchcoat says,
Hello?
oh, wait, that's Stuttering John. The preacher voice gave it away. No, Stuttering John's got better things to do. This guy doesn't.
Turned off my...
Have you come to terms with the fact that that other voice just ain't making it? Oh, he hung up. Daggone it. No, I'm going to have to. See, this is what you're dealing with. And these are the people that will go, oh, this guy stinks. I hate his show. And, it's prosperity people. Yeah, those are the kinds of people. Those are the people we're talking about. That's their high standard for comedy or entertainment. I never claimed this was a funny show. Crying out loud. And there's these people that are, you're not funny. Well, so what's your point? You're not anything at all. Nothing. You're like the empty set. You're a Venn diagram with no intersect. You know what I mean? We will do a members only show. I don't know whether it's going to be tomorrow or on Sunday. It'll depend on how lazy I want to be. But we will do one. And I don't know what it's going to be about. Julian Zitter says the voices might be okay, but this phone connection isn't good enough. Need to be clear. Look, there's a million things the guy could do that would, but just be funny. Have a plan. He didn't. He was just winging it. He was just like a lot of these people that think, oh, I'm just so naturally, wonderfully me. Okay, whatever. You suck. Okay, so if I suck and you're awesome, anonymous person, do I have to go through the list again? I ought to develop an actual list, but just off the top of my head, Letterman was wrong, Ball State was wrong, Coca-Cola was wrong, Pepsi was wrong, Verizon was wrong, Subaru was wrong, American Airlines was wrong, Toyota was wrong, the Addies were wrong, the Clios were wrong, the print magazine was wrong, the Athenas were wrong, the Telly Awards were wrong, CBS was wrong, NBC Sports Radio was wrong, several British sports networks that nobody here would know the name of, they were wrong. Should I go down the lists? The Wall Street Journal was wrong, Sports Illustrated was wrong, Adweek was wrong. But you're right. Okay. No, okay. I get it. Wolf says that's the best. Calling in to prattle about no cigarettes. Classic. Oh, yeah. It's one of the major comedy tropes. They were talking about me. I just took over the show. Anyway, member show this weekend. When? About what? I have no idea. And then Monday, we'll have more shows that I'll put up probably tomorrow. There'll be a weird one. I did that poll, and it turns out you guys want lots of weird stuff. So we're going to have weird stuff. What was the weird thing? Monday's going to definitely be camel spiders. Mule Juice says, lines are busy, Tom. The phone lines are closed, Mule Juice, because you were so bad at trolling me. You were so terrible at trolling me, and I just turned them off. I was hoping. I gave you so many chances to be cogent, and you suck. Work on it. I'm not saying it's hopeless. Just work on it. Exactly what is Mule Juice? I'm afraid we'll find out, to be honest with you. Wolf, you know what Mule Juice is. Yeah. Maybe he's just drank a little too much Mule Juice. Rumpel says the lines aren't busy. They took the coward's way out. Yeah, the lines just didn't want you on them anymore. Julian Caesar says, seriously, Mule Juice, listen back to this. You're not speaking clearly enough to be understood. That's right. On second thought, never mind. I don't know that being understood is an advantage for him. Just saying. All right, I got to put the darn closing up again. I guess I can take these banners down. I'm going to take the banners down. Hey, I would like to super thank this guy right here for gifting 5 memberships and for being a member for 8 months. And I'd like to thank Terry Nee and Dupa for the $5. That's, man, we're raking it in tonight. It's really made it all worth it. It's made it all worth it. Hey, Mule Juice. You know what happens to a lot of people? I'm not saying all people, but a lot of people like you eventually lose the ability to even comment in our chat room. Just something to think about over the weekend. I'm in a good mood, so the line is busy being silent. Mildred, yeah, I took it. Mildred, it's your own fault. If you'd have been, I've said it for so long on this, for decades. Interesting, informative, or entertaining. You don't have to be all three. You don't even have to be two. All you got to be is one of those things. Just one. And you weren't any. So work on it. Just saying work on it. And I'm in a good mood. So I didn't just can you. All right? But man, a lot of these people with the fake names and everything, I've seen them on other people's shows. You know, you see them pay pigs, various, people in chat rooms. And when you see them or hear them on a show, that rumpled trench coat, he's awesome when he's on somebody's show, including this one. But there's a lot of them. Oh, boy. There's a lot of them that just aren't. Well, Rumpled, I mean, as you might imagine, he's got his own outstanding show, Rumpled Trenchcoat, Colombo podcast. Highly recommend it. So anyway, Camel Spiders Monday. Yeah, that old clock on the wall says, like the Reverend Al Green, by the way, I just was given a badge for being in the top 0.5% of people that play Al Green music on YouTube. I play a lot of Al Green on YouTube. So I've got a badge. I'm in the top 0.5%. That's pretty cool. Come on now, donkey spit. Anyway, I guess really the only thing left to say is, as soon as this thing comes up here. Till next time. We'll see you next time.